coming to the definition of the purpose, coming to that, is purpose a big part of wellness, you think, and longevity?
We already know, even before we started to get epigenetic clocks, that, having a sense of purpose adds at least 7 to 10 years of life expectancy. We
Wow.
know that it preserves telomeres. We know that people with a sense of purpose have lower inflammatory markers than their counterparts. So why is that the case? And what is purpose?
Mm-hmm.
I used to, have, you listen to some, personal development people that say, oh man, you got to go and find your purpose and do this big thing. And sometimes it just seems like it's so big and out there that in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, well, what the hell is my purpose then? But the more I studied with shamans and, these spiritual teachers, purpose is actually pretty simple. I mean, if we remember who we are authentically as people, let's take the analogy of the human body and the individual cell, right? The heart cell basically contracts, pumps blood to every, cell in the body. The kidney cell filters out toxins. The liver cells detoxifies. They all have their role, but they have their role basically because they're connected to this entire thing that makes up the human body. So they're doing their thing. They're just doing their thing as their own, and they are giving back to the rest of the ecosystem that is the human body. We ourselves just have to understand that we as a soul, as an essence, is just needs to be. And the things that bring us joy, the things that light us up, the things that make us feel alive are as unique to us as our fingerprint. It's written in our DNA. And so when we remember those things, which children have, children know, children just know how to be, but we forget because we conditioned of putting all these different layers up, from programming of our child, that we forget who we are. So when we can just draw back who we are as authentic people, the things that make us feel joy and alive, that's who we are. And all we need to do is just share who we are with other people. If you enjoy teaching, if you enjoy cooking, if you enjoy singing, whatever that is that makes you feel alive, who you are, and you just share that with other people, that's your purpose. Because we are individual cells in the entire body that is humanity. And we recognize that there is actually a body that's out there and that we get to serve that. All of a sudden, we quiet down the default mode. See, when you're thinking about yourself, when you're judging from ego, that default mode network, particularly when it's active, it's really tied to that cell danger response, one being the conserved transcriptional response to adversity, which basically causes the stress response in our body. But when you start to serve, you are giving your body a very important signal. You're telling your body you are safe. You're telling your body that you are loved, and you quiet down the default mode. And all of a sudden, you turn down the stress response that's in your body. If you are someone that's just living for yourself and just thinking of yourself, imagine if a cell did that. Imagine if a cell just like, dude, I'm a heart cell. I don't want to pump for anyone. I just want to continue to grow and live and create my empire. Guess what that cell is in the human body? That is a cancer cell.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to live life not being who you are authentically, it's like a heart cell wanting to be a kidney cell. What is that called in the body? That's called metaplasia or dysplasia, right? So that's why purpose is so important. Purpose is just one, being exactly who you are. You don't have to do anything big or grandiose. Just be you and just